Hey everyone, happy Monday. I hope that you had a great weekend and I hope that you are ready for another week of DLD. I know that DLD is not easy, but I just wanted to let y'all know that you're doing awesome and that I loved reading y'all's journal reflections. It was great hearing about your spring break and hearing about your challenges with DLD and the things that you like about DLD. And I'll make sure that I try to do some of the things that you guys suggested. Some of them are a little tricky to do, but some of them, like having video conferences and stuff like that, we are able to do that. So I will definitely be trying to do more of those and trying to support y'all as much as I can. Okay, so this week we are starting our modified Unit 6. Unit 6 would have looked a little bit different in the classroom, but we are doing our best to make it still as exciting as it can be for you guys during this time. So Unit 6 is about persuasion, and you're going to end up creating a product that you have to try to sell to us, okay? But the first step in doing that is learning the techniques of persuasion. So this week, we're just going to learn the techniques of persuasion, and we're going to take a little quiz, and that's all you're going to do this week. Okay, so on my home page, if you go to Modules, and then you scroll all the way down to Unit 6 DLD, there is a PowerPoint. We're going to go over this PowerPoint together in this video, but I also suggest that you look back over it again by yourself to make sure that you understand the concept. Okay? So, this PowerPoint is about persuasion techniques. And let's let it load. There it is. We'll play it. There we go. Okay, there we go. So ethos, pathos, and logos are three persuasion techniques that are used in advertisement. So it can be used in an essay, an argumentative essay, but they can also be used in advertisements, which is what we're more used to seeing. We see them every single day on commercials, billboards, whatever it may be. But they're always there, and we may not always know that we're looking at ethos, pathos, or logos, but usually we are if it's trying to sell us something or get us to do something. So persuasion, as we've discussed before, is the act of trying to convince someone. So you're trying to get them to either buy something, to do something, to believe in something. Many types of papers and speeches require persuasion, like we talked about. But always, 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 they want you to believe in something, buy something, or do something. So we see it all the time. Eat more chicken, Coca-Cola commercials. They're always trying to get us to buy that product. The reason that restaurants and stores and companies have billboards and create commercials is in order for us to buy their product or for us to do something. Okay, to go to Chick-fil-A to buy a 12-pack of Coke at the store. They're trying to get us to do something because they wouldn't spend the money on that commercial or that billboard if they weren't trying to do that. Okay, so persuasion, we see it all the time. Even if it's not advertisement, you use persuasion all the time at home when you're trying to convince your parents to let you do something, when you're trying to get your parents to buy you something, when you're trying to get your friend to go hang out with you. Okay, you use persuasion methods all the time, even if you don't realize that that's what you're doing. And persuasion is all about your audience. So your audience is who you are trying to persuade. And in order to do your best persuading, you need to know who they are, what's important to them, and what's the best way to convince them. So you wouldn't use the same techniques with your parents than you might with your friends. Or you may not use the same techniques with your teachers as you would with your, your friends again, okay? So and to generalize it, you wouldn't use the same techniques on your adults, the adults in your life, as you would with the kids in your life, your friends, your peers, okay? So the audience matters. All right, we wouldn't, they don't create scary movies for 3-year-olds, right? They're creating those movies for an older audience that would understand and that, wants to be scared or watch a scary movie. Okay? Or the Wiggles, if you've ever heard of the Wiggles. They don't create their dances and their songs for 30-year-olds, right? Their audience, they know, is our toddlers and young children. So they know who their audience is, and so they're doing things that are important for them, important to those people. All right, and it's the same with advertising and with persuasion. You are trying to convince a certain group of people to buy something or to do something, so you're going to have to figure out how to best reach them and get them to do that thing or to buy that thing. So the methods of persuasion, you use these all the time without even noticing it. Okay, so you may have heard of them before, but you also may have not, and that's okay as well. Ethos, pathos, and logos are three types of persuasion methods that we see in advertisement all the time, and also our essays and our academic papers. But we're going to talk about advertisements because that's a more fun way to look at it. Okay, so ethos, pathos, and logos, we're going to look at what those mean. Oh. So ethos is when a commercial or some sort of advertisement tries to appeal to ethics. And what ethics is your beliefs and your morals. So pretty much you know what right is and what wrong is. So ethos is trying to establish some sort of character with you. They're trying to say, we are good people, you should believe us because we're good people, you should trust us. They're persuading you to tell you that they're trustworthy. They're saying that we're professionals, we know what we're talking about, we are experts at this, we're experts, we know all about this product. You would believe a dentist when they say you need to use this toothpaste to help your teeth. You would believe them, right? Because they're dentists. They went to school for that. They get paid to help people with their teeth. Well, that's what ethos is. If you've ever seen a toothpaste commercial and they have a dentist suggesting that you use that toothpaste, they're using ethos because they're trying to tell you the professionals are suggesting this, so you should use this product. You should believe that this is a good product. You should trust us. We are trustworthy. All right? So ethos is all about trust. Pathos is about emotion. And this one's probably the easiest to pick out when you're looking at commercials because it kind of slaps you in the face, okay? Because emotion hits you harder than other things. So commercials that are appealing to emotion are trying to create a connection with the consumer. So if you've ever seen this commercial of this dog or these dogs and these pets that are, in the pound, and this commercial is trying to get you to donate to this organization. They play super duper sad music. They have these sad puppy dog eyes all throughout it, and it automatically just makes you kind of sad. And it brings you in because it has this sad music blaring, these sad faces, and it engages us. So they want you to remember that product or remember that commercial with emotion. Okay, so next time I see this logo, this ASPCA logo, maybe on a website where it's asking me to donate, an advertisement on the computer. I've seen this commercial before and I remember how sad it made me. So maybe now I will donate to this organization because it's right in front of me and I remember how it made me feel. Okay? Same with the commercial about coffee. Okay, there's a commercial about coffee where it makes you feel, all warm and fuzzy inside because a soldier comes home from his deployment to his family and they drink coffee. That is appealing to your emotion. It makes you feel good inside. So when I'm walking down the grocery store aisle and I am looking for coffee and I see that logo that I saw on that commercial that I connected to emotionally, then I'll probably choose that coffee over the other brands because it sticks out to me and I remember that coffee from the commercial, from the emotion that it gave me. So when they use pathos, they are trying to get you to connect to it or connect to the advertisement, connect to the product, and remember it. All right? So pathos is all about emotion. And then logos is our last one. And logos is an appeal to logic. And what logic is being reasonable. So being reasonable means kind of like the duh moment, okay? So logical reasons are supported by evidence. And to best explain it, look at this graphic down here for the Verizon commercials. If I was showing you this and you were trying to decide between Verizon and AT&T, and I showed you this picture and it was all red with Verizon's coverage, but then I showed you this AT&T map and I showed you its coverage and it's not as good, automatically in your head you would go, well duh, I'm going to go with Verizon because it has the most coverage. Why in the world would I choose AT&T when it doesn't have nearly the best coverage as Verizon? That's being logical, okay? That is saying, why would I do something that doesn't make sense? All right? And usually that's backed up with evidence. So, you should choose Verizon because it has the best coverage. It has the best, it has the best battery power. It has the best, I don't know what you look for in phones. But it lists things that are better than other things. Okay, so they want you to have the illusion that you're getting a good deal, and they want you to tell you that you're being a smart shopper by choosing them. So you wouldn't be smart if you were choosing AT&T because of the coverage. So they want you to use your logic, okay? And we're going to look at examples, so don't let that confuse you. We're going to look at some examples, and we're going to talk it out a little bit more. So in real life, you use persuasion all the time. But if you want to watch persuasion in action or see it in action, commercials are the best way to do that just because we all see commercials. If you've ever watched TV in your lifetime, then you have seen a commercial. And every commercial is on TV to get you to buy that product, to get you to watch that TV show, to get you to go to that amusement park. They don't pay to have commercials done just for your enjoyment. Okay? They put commercials on there to persuade you to do something. So, they still contain ethos, pathos, and logos, okay? It doesn't just go away because it's a commercial and not an academic paper. So, we're going to look at some commercials and talk about why they are the persuasive method that they are. So, the first commercial, I can't play the commercial on here, but you can watch it. You can review it and watch it again. But this commercial is about Travelers Insurance, and it is a part of the Growing Up series. And in the commercial, as you can see, there is emotion going on. And when we think of emotion, we should automatically think of pathos. Okay, so pathos is when advertisements want to appeal to emotion. So the consumers connect to having a home where their families grow up. The commercial is about having a home where the family grows up. They want to protect their family and they want to be there for their family. So they're capitalizing, or they're building off of, our love for our home and for our family. And love is an emotion. Okay, we see the love that family has for their house, for their family, to all be together in that house. And it kind of, it strings a chord in our heart, and it makes us emotional. And that's how we remember the commercial. And that's what sticks with us. So if we're looking for insurance, we might choose Travelers Insurance because that stuck out to us, the emotion in the commercial. Okay? So that is how you want to view a commercial. You want to see what method it's using. And so if a commercial is super emotional and it has, really sad music, or it shows the love between people, then it's probably going to be pathos because you can tell that they're trying to make you emotional, whether it be angry, sad, happy. They're trying to connect you in some sort of way. And then we have this commercial, okay? It's from Apple Music, and it shows Drake, rap artist Drake. I'm sure you all know who that is. He's working out to Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, my fave, okay? So he is working out to Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. These two are both professionals, and they're both listening, or Drake is listening to Taylor Swift's music on Apple Music. So they're experts per se. And if we see experts using something on a commercial, then the advertisement is probably trying to use Ethos. Okay? Because Drake and Taylor, they use Apple Music. Okay? Drake listens to Apple Music. Taylor Swift puts her music on Apple Music. If they use it, they're experts, then it must be a great source to listen to your favorite music. Okay? Just like I had the dentist example. If this dentist is suggesting you use this toothpaste, or you get this cavity, or you have this surgery, you're not going to argue with the dentist, okay? Because they know what they're talking about. Okay? They've done their research. They're experts. Just like Taylor and Drake. They're just experts in a different thing. They're experts in music. So if they're using this product of Apple Music, then we as consumers are going to be more drawn to use Apple Music because we trust Drake and Taylor. Okay? They are trustworthy sources. So celebrities and experts, they provide credibility and reliability. We've talked about those two things before. And they make a product more trustworthy. So this is a great, great, great example that you guys could probably relate to more, that Drake and Taylor are using this product, so why would we not use this product? Because they are the experts and they know what they're talking about. And then this last example is a commercial from Verizon. And if you've ever seen Verizon commercials, you might have seen this guy before. He is kind of, the face of their commercials right now, currently. And in this commercial, he chases down this guy right here who was a dog walker. And the Verizon guy, is asking him all these simple questions. And the first question that he asked him is something like, why, or would you pay more for a phone line that provides less? Okay? So when you hear that saying, would you pay more for less? In our head, we automatically go, no, why in the world would we do that? So that's kind of that duh moment, and that goes to our logos. Okay? So that appeals to our logic. The thing with the commercial is that Verizon is the logical choice because the actor is listing off reasons through questions to the consumer, and why, in asking those questions that have a duh answer, they're trying to show you that Verizon is the logical choice. Okay? Choosing anything else is illogical, which means it doesn't make sense. So it makes us feel like we're making a smart decision choosing Verizon because it's a logical decision, because they have evidence to support that. Okay? Logical, or being logical, kind of goes back to like court cases or having evidence. Logos is the persuasion technique that has to do the most with the evidence, because evidence is what makes us have those duh moments of, I can believe this because they have that evidence. Why would I not choose them when they have all this evidence to support their claim or their argument? And in a commercial about Verizon, they're arguing that you should choose Verizon over the other, phone carriers. So that's an example of logos that's appealing to your logic. There's no emotion. We don't know that guy, so we can't say that he's an expert. Okay, it sounds like he is, but we don't know him. He's not a recognizable face like Taylor Swift and Drake. Okay, so he is using logos, and he's appealing to our logic. So a recap of what we just talked about. You probably realized throughout that you have used Ethos, Pathos, and Logos before. You've definitely seen it before, there's no doubt about that, but you've probably used them before without realizing it. Okay, when you use those puppy dog eyes to ask your parents to let you go to the movies with your friends, okay, you're using pathos and you're trying to appeal to their emotions, with your puppy dog eyes, your sad eyes, okay? So you have used them before, you've seen them before, and I think that the commercials are the best way to teach that to you. Now, don't stress. You're not going to have to make a commercial by any means, okay? But you are going to have to look at commercials and decide whether they're using ethos, pathos, or logos. And eventually you will have to make some sort of advertisement, but it won't be a commercial, so don't stress about that. But now that you know what ethos, pathos, and logos are, or what kind of persuasion methods they are, their techniques, you are going to have a little quiz over these. So, on Canvas, you have this PowerPoint, and I suggest after you watch this video that you go back through this PowerPoint and actually watch the commercials and think about what we just talked about with ethos, pathos, and logos, and about why those commercials fall under that certain persuasion technique. Then after you do that, I suggest that you go to this cheat sheet, because on this cheat sheet, it kind of goes over what we just said. Alright, in your announcement that you'll see today, you'll see that I have 3 steps for you this week. And the first step is watching this video. So you're already on that first step. The second step is studying. So look over that video again, or this video, look over that PowerPoint again. Look over this cheat sheet to kind of help you remember what they all are. Okay? And then maybe even take some notes to help you on your quiz. It's okay if you look at your notes while you're doing the quiz. Alright? Because then you'll have a quiz. It's not on here yet, but it will be down here at the bottom. Alright, so right below this cheat sheet there will be a link to a quiz. And that quiz will be 5 questions. Each question will just be a video, okay, a commercial, and you have to tell me whether it's ethos, pathos, or logos. Some of them might have a mixture, so it's going to be choose all the answers that apply. So you'll still get partial credit, so don't stress about that. But if it asks you for multiple answers, then there are multiple answers, okay? So once you watch this video, study those terms, and take that quiz, then you're done for this week for my class, okay? This week we're just examining those persuasion methods. Next week we'll kind of talk about problems that we are going to look at to find solutions for. And then the next week, which is the last technical week that we'll have new assignments, is the week that you'll actually use these persuasion methods with the product that you came up with, okay? This quiz, though, you will have 2 chances to do it. So it won't be just a one and done thing. If you finish the quiz and you get a not so great grade, or if you even just get, a lower grade than you wanted, take the quiz again, and if you get a worse grade on the second try, Canvas will choose the higher grade. So don't worry if you get a worse grade on the second time than you did on the first time, okay? But once you have done all of that, then you are done for this week, and you can just kind of relax until next Monday for my class. I'm really proud of you guys. I've really enjoyed reading your journal reflections, like I said. I really miss you. It's harder than you think for teachers. We miss you guys. We miss seeing you every day. I know online learning is hard, but you guys are all doing great at it. You're really showing resilience and showing that you can handle anything that's thrown at you, and I promise that it will be helpful next year in 7th grade. You'll be a pro at Canvas, which will be awesome, okay? So keep working hard and know that I'm here to answer any questions I'm here for you 100%. We're in this together. And I am extremely proud of you. I just want you to know how proud I am of you. It's not easy, and I know that, but you guys are doing great. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great week. Again, I'm here all week for any questions that you may have, so feel free to email me. But make sure that you look at these announcements, okay? Because the announcements have a lot of answers as well. And if you are working on missing work from the past, if you look at my homepage, all of the old announcements are in this box. Okay, so you can go to these old tabs, and they'll have past assignments with past announcements on there. Okay, so catch up on your missing work if you still need to do that as well, and get those grades as high as we can get them before the end of the year, because you guys are almost seventh graders, and that is absolutely crazy, and I'm so, so proud of you. All right, so you guys have a great week, and I will be talking to you throughout the week. Bye, guys.